And we are back if you haven't been scared away already.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Dale is still with me in the studio. I have like 5 clothespins over my nose right now because of how terrible he smells. But we got it. The show must go on. And I've got here 19 surveys. These are 19 different opinions told by the American people.
Can count.
Yeah, you made that pretty obvious in that statement.
20 more than I can count.
19 surveys which prove that a large chunk of the population is made up of totally clueless sheeple. Point number 1. One survey found that 56% of Americans believe that it is okay for the government to track the telephone records of millions of Americans in order to keep us safe.
It is.
Even though there's a Fourth Amendment. Okay, Dale, please explain.
Well, you gotta keep out the immigrants.
And you do that by listening to the phone conversations of citizens.
Yeah, but because everybody knows immigrants.
Oh.
Because we're all immigrants. And because of that, everybody needs to be watched all the time. I think they're not taking it far enough.
What do you think they should do?
They should have cameras in everybody's house. Especially their showers.
Oh, really? And why the showers?
So I can see some boobs.
Oh, yeah, so serving your own interests.
Well, Barack can share. I know Barack really well.
Oh, really?
I helped him.
You helped him what?
Find to do some stuff.
What?
Find Osama bin Laden.
Osama bin Laden? You helped the Obama administration track bin Laden?
I was like, Barack, I know where he is. And Barack was like, Dale, great to see you. You look stunning.
Oh, I'm sure that was how that went.
Where is he? And I was like, he's not in the U.S. And then Barack's like, well, then we should stop looking in New York City.
Okay.
And then he found him.
I'm sure that's exactly how it went. Moving on to number 2. Here's a crazy double standard within the Democratic Party. When Bush was president, 61% of Democrats considered NSA surveillance to be unacceptable. But now that Obama is in the White House, only 34% of them consider it to be unacceptable. Dale, what do you make of that double standard?
The black vote.
The black vote?
The Latino vote.
And
the Asian vote. Everyone but white vote. I'll put it this way. The stupid people vote.
Dale, showing his true colors as a racist.
I'm not racist. I love everybody. I rape everybody equally.
Dale love. Now, it doesn't disturb you at all, this double standard about the fact that people are putting party over principle?
Then what parties are fun?
Not political parties.
And principles, well, even I was best friends with my high school principal.
Oh, really?
I would see him in the hallway and he would not smile at me.
Okay.
And then I'd say hi, and he would say get to class. It was a great relationship.
Sounds like it. Number 3, 67% of Americans support the use of unmanned drones in homeland security missions inside the United States.
Yeah.
Why?
Because of the terrorists.
In America?
Have you never been to 7-Eleven?
I've been to 7-Eleven. Where are you going with this?
Have you seen who works at 7-Eleven? I saw a guy that's name was
You probably can't even
Husama.
pronounce it. Husama.
Husama.
Yeah?
So I said, I'm sorry, I can't buy here for 2 reasons. Number 1, I don't have any money. Number 2, you's a terrorist.
You don't want him to know that you know that, though, Dale.
Yes, I do. I want him fleeing out of the country. You know, to another country.
I'm sure he's afraid
like
of you.
Texas.
They haven't seceded from the Union yet, Dale.
They were never part of the Union. It's all a conspiracy.
You know, I never thought of it that way.
That's where they corral all the bean people.
The bean people?
You know, the people they work at the bean people. They live in Mexico.
You know, I think you're hallucinating again.
No, I left my mushrooms at home after hearing about the guy that ripped his junk off. That's my job.
Yeah. Economy's too tough for you to be losing your job.
Exactly.
Even though you don't have any money.
Actually, I have Monopoly money.
25.
That can buy...
That you owe me to fix the toilet you broke.
It broke itself.
I'm sure it did. Number 4. Close to 1/3 of all Americans would be willing to submit to a TSA body cavity search in order to fly. Dale, why don't you work for the TSA? You would probably be perfect for them.
Because they're against rape.
Are you sure about that?
I double-checked.
So you've applied, you've spoken with these agents.
They gave me the job. But I was like, all right, now, when I take the women's clothes off, I am entering. And they said, I'm sorry, I don't know what you mean. And I was like, I'm gonna rape them. And they're like, I'm sorry, we can't let you do that. And I was like, but I'm Dale. And that wasn't good enough.
Wasn't good enough for the TSA?
No, they're assholes.
Yeah. And you would know about assholes. You've certainly penetrated enough of them. Now, number 5. We're going to have Dale on for about another 22 and a half minutes for this remaining segment. You comfortable, Dale? You enjoying yourself?
I'm always comfortable.
All right, well, reason number 5. 20% of all government workers and 26% of all Obama supporters consider the Tea Party to be the biggest terror threat that America is facing. Really? A terrorist group? I mean, granted, I don't agree with them on everything, but I mean, they care. They preach about the Constitution, and that makes them a terror threat?
Have you never seen the Boston Tea
Dale,
Party?
you're like the Tea... Dale, you seem like you could fit in with the Tea Party
I don't
crowd.
like tea. I've been to their parties.
Okay.
It's all full of syrup.
Palin.
But I got it right here. Palin.
Sarah Palin.
Sarah Palin. And she's an ugly man.
She's an ugly man, you say.
Well, you don't know that. I tried to get sexy with her.
Oh, really? How did that go?
It went really well until I saw her junk.
What are you
I'm
talking
gonna give
about?
you a hint. She didn't rip it off.
Okay.
She has a penis.
Number 6. 89.7% of Americans believe that they are eating a healthy diet. Meanwhile, approximately 36% of all Americans are obese, including this man sitting to my left.
I'm not obese. I'm pleasantly fat.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Pleasant. I'm very happy with my body weight.
Dale, you have a fan.
But,
in chat feedback. A username by the term Taking Back America says, Dale is great. I've never felt so enlightened. And this guy's listened to me in the Friendly Neighborhood Fascist debate before. You hear that, Andy? He likes Dale better than you.
Take that, Andy. Rip your nuts off. America.
He needs his nuts, though. He lost his virginity just tonight.
See, that's a lie. You can't lose your virginity to someone that's ugly.
You've never seen her.
But But
she's no worse than you.
I haven't raped her. She can't be that good. Don't you know the Dale sex law?
What's the Dale
If I haven't raped her, she ain't worth it.
Until you do.
So that means to all you men out there.
Do they become hot after you rape them?
Yes. They gain 20 points on the 10-point scale. Now, to all you men out there.
So they tip the scale.
They do more than tip it. They tip it over.
Oh, yes. Okay. You were saying to all you men out there?
To all you men out there, ask your women, have you been Daled yet? If they don't know what it means, dump them.
Of course. Number 7, 29% of Americans believe that cloud computing involves an actual cloud.
It doesn't?
No.
Then what I spent all my money on last Friday? I wanted to figure out how many clouds were in the sky, so I ordered this thing offline that was called the cloud computer, and it didn't work. I paid all Tico's money. He was not happy.
Yeah?
No.
Why wasn't he happy?
Because I spent all of his money. He worked hard fixing cars to get it. He had to replace 2 doodle flaggles to get that money.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, number 8. One survey found that 42% of all Americans are unaware that Obamacare is law. It's affecting our entire healthcare system, and they're still not aware of it. Takes effect next year.
See, it's not a law.
Oh, why is it not a law?
Because George W. Bush didn't sign it too.
He hasn't been president for 5 years.
Yes, but don't you know, once you're president, you're always president.
So
that's why George W. Bush made a clone of himself.
So are you saying...
In fact, George Bush made a clone and just gave it a W. He calls it his son, but really it's a clone.
Oh, really?
I know this for a fact.
Oh, really?
I'm close friends with their wife.
Their wife?
They share
the wife, so they didn't bother to make a second Laura.
Well, see, that was gonna cost too much of my money. I funded the first one, because I just loved what he did, and Bill Clinton didn't do enough raping for my liking. He stopped after that one secretary.
Okay. So you're saying, wait a second, so Obama, he's the 43rd or 44th, he's the 44th president.
I don't count
43rd because Cleveland was 22 and 24. So you're saying that every president, including all the ones who are dead, have to sign any legislation that passes because once you're president forever.
No. George Bush gets to sign.
But not Clinton, not the first Bush,
They're not
Carter.
really presidents. They just were waiting for Bush's clone. Or before Bush, waiting for Bush. Bush is long.
I can see clearly now the rain is gone.
That's because it's going to rain yesterday.
Yeah, hindsight. His hindsight forecast. Number 9. The average American watches 28 hours of television every week.
Most of it's porn.
Yeah, you know what? I'd believe it. Or reality TV.
We'll put them together. Plurality TV. It's like porn, except everyone in the world is naked.
Oh, really?
It's something I came up with. MTV's gonna pick it up.
So you pitched this to the MTV executives?
Yes, it's gonna have 5 people in it.
Oh, really? Who are these 5 people? Tell me about these people.
Fergie, George Bush, the Tico. It's also gonna have.
Tell people about Tico who don't know.
Tico's my uncle, and me and him fix cars. He's not as smart as me, which is, I know that's isn't saying much, because I'm pretty educated individual, but he has handlebar mustache, and he yells at me all the time and calls me dumb. But I know he's the dumb one.
I thought he was the smartest guy you knew.
I know myself. He's the second smartest guy.
And who's number 4? Who's person number 4?
Tico.
You just said Tico. Did he clone himself?
4 times.
So
Tom is in there somewhere too. But Tom has a really special ability.
What's his special ability?
He knows when things are broken.
Yeah?
Uh-huh. Even before you know. One time, our car stopped working, and we worked on it for 6 hours. And then Tom was like, I think it's brewing. And I was like, you're right. So I gave him all my money.
So you've got Fergie, you've got Tico times 2, George Bush, and Tom.
No, Tom's not in it.
Oh.
He declined.
Okay, so who's your 5th person?
Furby.
You mean a Furby, like those dolls from the 90s?
Yes.
How the hell would that work?
See, they shave their fur so they're naked. They're also a sex toy. You shove it up one's rectum.
Really?
You know, your rectum, what you sneeze out of.
Yeah? Well, I'm sure that show is going to be a great success. But moving on to number 10.
All right.
According to a survey conducted by the National Geographic Society, only 37% of all Americans between the ages of 18 and 24 can find the nation of Iraq on a map. Can you find it?
Of course. It's right next to the 7-Eleven.
Which 7-Eleven?
All
the national
of them.
chain. How would that work?
'Cause do you not see who works there?
I've seen white people working at 7-Eleven too.
Holograms.
Holograms.
7-Eleven is a terrorist organization that sells delicious Slurpees.
And I bet you buy them all the time.
I do. Gotta support the minorities.
The same minority. Wait a second, you're contradicting yourself. Earlier, you were saying you saw a terrorist worker at 7-Eleven. You declared you couldn't buy anything from his store because he was a terrorist. You're telling me that you gotta support these minorities?
I give him all the money I have. Trick question. How much do I have?
You don't have any money.
See?
Dale logic.
I wrote a book. You can pick it up at any street corner.
He's illiterate, so you know.
It's all pictures.
Number 11. Close to 25% of all Americans do not know that the United States declared independence from Great Britain.
We did?
Yes! 230-something years ago?
That's not true. George Clooney took a boat across the ocean. Met Orlando Bloom. They went on a pirate voyage.
You're thinking of Johnny Depp, not George Clooney.
No! It's definitely George Clooney.
Okay.
That's why George Bush is George. Named after the one and only guy that made America. Then they found this area full of these people with feathers. And we were like, this is ours. We're white.
Okay. You know what? You ought to rewrite the history books.
I can't.
Oh yeah, that's right. He doesn't write.
But I did when I was in high school.
Well, have someone type out the words for you.
Okay.
I mean, if someone were to...
Would you like to?
Maybe. Can you pay me more than what my current job is paying?
How much is...
I make minimum wage. I work at Meijer.
What's minimum wage?
$7.40 an hour.
Let's see, $7.40 an hour. I don't have $7.40.
Okay.
So that means, wait. I can... No, I can't pay you.
Of course you can't. Now, next, your, next one is, we are the most doped up nation in the history of the planet. A survey conducted by the Mayo Clinic found that 70% of all Americans are on at least one prescription drug, and an astounding 20% of all Americans are on at least 5. Dale, How many prescription drugs are you on?
I can't legally answer that.
And why is that?
I can't remember.
Which means you can't legally answer because you can't remember.
It's the law. Before I got
You
here...
have such a rap sheet, though.
I have... not this one. This is the Bible. I put my hand on the Bible on accident. Once you do that, you can never lie. Don't you know that Jesus is stalking you?
You know, I never thought of it that way.
True.
Now, number 13.
Matthew, paragraph 4.
Okay. But you can't even read!
I can read Jesus.
I'm sure you can. Number 13. According to one survey, 24% of all U.S. teens that have a sexually transmitted disease say that they still have unprotected sex. Dale, what do you make of this?
Why would you stop? Pass it on. If you have something like that, you're unfortunate, correct?
Sure.
How unfortunate would you be if everybody had it?
Well, everyone would be the same.
Exactly. We should not, we shouldn't throw people under the bus for having STD. It's not their fault.
Oh, whose fault is it?
It's the monkeys. They made AIDS.
What?
The monkeys.
When?
In Africa. Then they you know what I'm talking about.
I most certainly do.
The black people that had sex with the monkeys. That's how AIDS was created.
Bestiality created AIDS?
No, bestiality is a video game. I'm talking about people having sex with animals. You know.
Interspecies erotica.
No, that's a novel. I'm talking about animal fucking.
Moving on. Number 14. Approximately 1 out of every 5 teenage girls in the United States actually wants to be a teenage mother. Dale, you can contribute to this.
I have knocked up more women than McDonald's has served.
Yeah? So, more than 99 billion? We've only had 6 billion people on the planet.
Do not forget dead people.
Oh, Dale, you didn't.
Well, I did. Do you know that if you have sex with a dead person, they get pregnant?
How? They're dead!
Doesn't mean that they can't get pregnant.
I'm pretty sure it does.
No, one time there was, I had sex with this dead person, then I came back to another grave, and there was a baby in there.
Really?
And I claimed it as my own.
Oh, I'm sure that's how it ended up
I tried to feed it, but it was dead.
So, are you saying that if you impregnate a dead body, they'll create a dead baby?
Yes. Well, that's...
So you have a bunch of dead children.
It's exactly what's happening in Africa.
Infanticide.
What?
Forget it! Number 15. 48% of all Americans do not have any emergency supplies stored up at all. But that's okay. You can go to Dale.
I have lots. Milk, orange juice.
Is that it?
Yeah. What else do you need?
Fizzizzle Zazzles?
No! That only fixes a car if the Van Doodle Van Doggle Bishop thing, McDougal, doesn't work.
Rookie mistake.
No. Now you can fix a couple other around the house. You can use it.
Yeah.
If your clock stops working, you can break it with it.
Oh.
So it's quite useful. Or if your bitch be talking back, you can shove it up her rectum.
I did not know that. You never cease to amaze me. We still have 4 more reasons. Let's see if we can get through them. One survey found that 51% of Americans agree with this statement. It is necessary to give up some civil liberties in order to make the country safe from terrorism. Sounds like the friendly neighborhood fascist.
I kind of agree.
Okay.
I think that poor people should give up everything. Because they're
You're poor.
I am not poor. I just have no money.
That's the definition of poor. You're broke.
I'm not broke. I have 0 broken body parts. My dick is still intact. Poor guy.
Yeah.
I offered him mine.
Well, but you need yours.
See, here's the thing. I offered him mine, but I when he said I'd take it, I said you'd have to pay for the operation. He said I don't have any money. I spent it on the mushrooms. I said I don't have any money.
Stalemate.
So then I took all of his money.
But he didn't have any money.
Well, when I said money, I mean I took the stick that was sitting next to the bed.
Ah, yes. Number 17. According to a Bloomberg survey, only 16% of Americans believe that the Federal Reserve should be abolished. Well, that's a pretty controversial issue, very complex issue. Dale, do you have any thoughts on the Federal Reserve?
It's important. How else are we supposed to reserve federalness if we don't have a building to feed it and love it?
Like a plant.
No. Those use photogenic to get sunlight from the moon. That's not what we're talking about.
Okay.
We're talking about like a baby. You gotta change its diaper once a month, and you gotta feed it like twice a month, and you gotta abuse it every day.
Yes. My mistake. Number 8, we have 2 more reasons. Number 18, 29% of all Americans cannot recall the name of the vice president of the country. Dale, do you know the name of our vice president?
Harry Dick?
Correct! Last reason, number 19. In 2008, the American people voted to send Barack Obama to the White House. After 4 years of watching everything that he did during his first term, the American people turned around and gave him another 4 years. You can argue some people actually genuinely like some of what he did. Me, I'm mixed. I have a mixed bag on him. I didn't vote for him, but I don't hate him as much as a typical conservative does. Although I did kind of... Okay, in my last episode, I did say that he ought to be impeached over the NSA scandal, but then, for Fourth Amendment violations. But what are your thoughts, Dale?
Romney.
What about Romney?
I like Romney would never lie. He would support everybody and he would stick up for people like me. The
Really?
Poor.
You're sure about that?
He told me.
And he would took his word.
Well, he wouldn't lie.
Why wouldn't he lie?
He's Romney.
He's a politician. Why wouldn't he lie?
Oh, only Democrats lie. Republicans have always told the truth.
You're sure about that?
Yes.
Even Nixon?
He's innocent.
I am not a crook.
He's innocent until proven innocent. And since he was proven guilty, he's innocent.
If he's innocent until he's proven innocent, what if he is proven innocent? Then what is he?
Innocent.
So when are you guilty?
Never. You're a Republican.
Dale Logic 101. Dale, I would like to thank you for taking this time to join us. Coming up in part 4, Justin is going to re-enter the studio, and I am going to go to therapy. I've got a crappy list of 28 stupid excuses not to ask out a girl I'm interested in, and Justin, not Dale, is going to ridicule me for it.
I'm a love doctor.
I wouldn't let you near my love parts.
Okay, I ripped off one guy's dick and blamed it on the mushrooms. Not my fault.
Wait, you're responsible for that?
Obviously.
Oh, of course he is.
He said I couldn't rape him.
Now you have a listener who wants you to run for president.
Good news. I already filed the paperwork.
But you can't write.
I just gave it back to him.
I'm sure that'll go over well.
Well, they said thank you very much. We'll give you a call. Joke's on them. I don't have a phone.
Yeah, that joke's definitely on them. Well, thank you for joining us, and coming up in part 4, Justin is going to be back, and I am going to therapy.
Where am I going?
I don't care!
But
hell! You're going to hell!
I need a